I wonder if Roxy ever comes back to a main story Pokemon game, if she will have a Toxtricity on her team. Hey everyone, James Baek here, and welcome back to another episode of VGC 2020 Baek Battles. Today, we're going to be using the Toxtricity team with Gyarados, Toxtricity, Rhydon, Whimsicott, Charizard, and Snorlax. And seriously, doesn't Toxtricity and Roxy, don't you think that would make a really great pair? But anyway, yeah, so we're going to continue on and use this team. My common question for today's video is, do you think that Toxtricity and Roxy would be a good pair? Just let me know, because I think it'd be a fit. Like, poison types are a thing, like punk rock music. Of course, I am talking about the Roxy, of course, the gym leader from Black and White 2. If you haven't played that, look her up. But anyway, just let me know what you think in the comments down below. It's just a random thought that I had, but let's see what my opponent has. It's going to be a rain team with Pelipper, Ludicolo, a Dragapult, Grimmsnarl, Braviary, and Excadrill. Interesting choices. I'm thinking it's Moldbreaker, Excadrill with rain. So what do I want to do here? I do have like a is this a U-turn Dragapult with the weakness policy Ludicolo stuff? That's kind of annoying. I like Gyarados, but I also don't like Gyarados at the same time. This is going to be annoying because dealing with the Ludicolo is kind of frustrating. Maybe I should just do Whimsicott plus Charizard. Yeah, I don't think Whimsicott plus Charizard is that bad, actually. With the Toxtricity in the back, because Toxtricity does really well here. And I'm thinking Gyarados because, like, I want a way to handle the Excadrill that isn't like the Charizard. Yeah, I like that a lot. I don't really need Rhydon. It doesn't help too much in the matchup because of the rain mode plus the Excadrill plus Braviary can hit it with close combat. And yeah, let's get started and play some games. Hopefully I'm recording. Yes, I am. I always get paranoid that I'm not recording for some reason, but we are. Let's face this first opponent of today. My goal is basically to knock out the Ludicolo as fast as I can, if that's possible. We're going to see the Dragapult Ludicolo. Yep. Pretty classic lead here against my Charizard Whimsicott. I'm going to go for a Tailwind, and I'm going to go straight for these max Airstream into Ludicolo, because if it's policy, I should probably just be able to knock it out. Or even if I don't think it'd be too bad of a spot. So I'm going to Tailwind, because I think a U-turn, because if my opponent tries to U-turn the Ludicolo for like a weakness policy, because I've seen that a bunch on teams before, I think this just works out perfectly for me. So we're going to see a Dynamax. I'm guessing it's the Ludicolo, so my opponent U-turns and all that shenanigans. Let's see. Oh, it's a Dragapult actually Dynamaxing here, so it's not even a Ludicolo, which is an interesting position for us. Let's see what my opponent's going to do here. Is it Max Lightning? I don't know if that knocks out Charizard. I guess we'll find out, but I'm guessing Ludicolo is going to go for Fake Out then into maybe my Whimsicott slot. We will go for the Dynamax here with the Charizard. I wonder what my opponent's real strategy is, because this is different from what I was anticipating. Let's see. Could be like a Max Phantasma on the Charizard. Could be Max Lightning. No Fake Out, so we are able to get Tailwind up, and we are going to be able to get an Airstream off. Should knock out Ludicolo, unless it's Assault Vest. Yeah, it does knock out Ludicolo, so nice. We're also going to get Speed Boost with Whimsicott and Charizard, which is nice. And let's see what my opponent's going to do afterward, because not sure what my opponent's really going to aim for here. Ludicolo goes down, which is great. The Rain Abuser is gone. And it's going to be the Max Geyser. Oh, that's a new one. Based off Scald, it looks like. Okay, that's fine. I don't mind that really at all too much, because now, even though the rain setup, Ludicolo's gone already. And yeah. Okay, so my opponent's strategy looks like it was to aim to set up the rain, but that works perfectly for us, as we're going to see what come out. It's going to be the Grimmsnarl come out, okay? You can't Fake Out Charizard. You could Fake Out the Whimsicott. Charizard's job is kind of done at this point, realistically. Just fire off a Sunny Day. I'm gonna go for a Sunny Day here. I'm just worried if my opponent doubles up with the Whimsicott and I Because I don't want to protect. I want a Sunny Day plus Airstream. This might be able to knock out the Dragapult. So I'm going to go for it. And we're either going to see Fake Out or no Fake Out even. Or not Fake Out, and I get Sunny Day off, and that means I get Airstream off. Could be a Light Screen, I guess, coming out from my opponent, which is fine here. I should still be getting a lot of chip into his Dragapult regardless. It is going to be the Light Screen. Okay. I should still do 50, right? I'm assuming I do 50. Let's see. Airstream comes out. Yeah, about 50. Nice. Not bad damage. I also get +2 on Whimsicott, which is actually kind of nice here. And we'll see what my opponent decides to go for. It's going to be the Max Phantasma. Okay. Knock out Charizard, which makes sense. You don't really need the rain too much anymore. And next turn, I'm just curious if Moonblast plus the I'm curious if Moonblast plus the max, not max, but if Overdrive will be able to knock out the Dragapult. It might be better to sub this turn. And I think it is okay to sub here, because my opponent's either doubling the Whimsicott, or you're just going to try to get an attack off and Toxtricity, which means I get sub up. Hopefully my opponent doesn't taunt, but I don't see a reason to taunt the Toxtricity in my opinion. I think you always double up like the Whimsicott, or you attack with Grimmsnarl into the Whimsicott to break a sash, and then you attack my Toxtricity in the back. Oh, did we crit? There's no way that KO'd. Yeah, we crit, which is unfortunate. Oh well. That means we don't have to deal with whatever the Dragapult was going to do. I mean, still trying to figure out what my opponent could have really done. I think it would have to be a double in the Toxtricity, and I don't even think that KOs. So I think I would have been fine regardless, because I would have outsped my opponent the following turn. The Dynamax was over. I could have Moonblasted that slot, and if my opponent didn't, like, it didn't matter, because, like, I Overdrive next turn regardless, and I think I would have been in a fine spot too. So, yeah, unfortunate for my opponent, but we're still in a good position. We're going to see the last Pokemon beat a Braviary, actually, so yeah. Actually, I think my opponent should target on the Toxtricity. My opponent would have been in a bad spot otherwise. Is Tailwind over for our side? No, we have one more turn. Yeah, and also we had one more turn Tailwind, which is good. Who should I Moonblast? Trying to think. I don't want to Moonblast a Braviary. It lives under Light Screen after the Overdrive, and then like my opponent gets a bunch of attack boosts that could screw me over. So I'm actually gonna go for Overdrive plus Moonblast into the Grimmsnarl. It might be able to knock out even with Light Screen. I'm not too sure here. We're gonna see the taunt actually come out of Toxtricity. Okay, so my opponent's trying to set up for later, which is fine. We will be able to Moonblast here into the Grimmsnarl. That still does a good amount. Did about 40%. Here comes Overdrive. Don't be a weakness policy, Braviary. Don't be a weakness policy. And we're faster than the Braviary under Tailwind. It is policy. Holy cow, they always run policy for some reason. We will be able to get our Throat Spray though, which is nice. I'm really surprised my opponent went for Taunt, if anything. Facade going to come out into the Toxtricity. Okay. But Grimmsnarl doesn't get Quash. At least I'm pretty you think it has Quash? It has Quash, that's a problem. But I'm going to Tailwind up in Overdrive because we would outspeed the... we get the Tailwind up guaranteed. And then we just Overdrive as the battle's going to be forfeit. So I'm really surprised my opponent went for Taunt, if anything. I thought you had to knock out the Whimsicott there, go for the return, and then you have to hope that Braviary outspeeds Toxtricity, which it just really depended on the spread of that Braviary. Maybe my opponent's like a bulky Braviary. I just don't think it might be. It did take the Punk Rock decently well, even through the Light Screen, so it might be. I'm not too sure, but we are able to pick up a win regardless. I think getting the knock on Ludicolo was big. Getting that crit was really helpful too. Wow, we didn't go up much at all. From that win. But yeah, I think overall, I don't think we were ever like in a really terrible spot. So I think we were actually in a pretty good. We're gonna fight a 2-7-3-4 with the this is the Edu team with Corviknight, Rotom Heat, Scrafty, Whimsicott, Gastrodon, and Dragapult. Okay. There's not really a Sun matchup on my opponent's team other than the Rotom Heat. Like, if I can get rid of Rotom Heat, I'm in a really good spot. And Edu actually didn't have much to deal with Snorlax on this team. So, yeah, I think I'm going to play for a Snorlax endgame. I'm not bringing the Gyarados. Gyarados isn't that good here. And I could bring the Rhydon in theory. It's not that bad. The problem is I'd be really weak to Gastrodon. I think I'm going to lead Whimsicott plus Charizard. I think it's just such a good lead against my opponent. With Snorlax in the back with Toxtricity. Because my opponent doesn't deal well with... Yeah, because like... My opponent doesn't really deal well with Sun. Edu didn't have good answers to Sun. I like that. Even if like Rotom Heat is a lead, I don't think it's too bad of a spot here. My opponent has to watch out for Rhydon switches, so maybe my opponent doesn't even Thunderbolt and tries to Will-O-Wisp a slot, which would make some sense. But I think overall I'm going to be in a good spot regardless, because my opponent really doesn't have the best answers against Snorlax. Like, your best answer to Snorlax is the Scrafty, and I have two Pokemon that can deal relatively well with Scrafty, so let's see what my opponent's going to bring. I do think Edu does have a matchup. Well, we're not facing Edu, but I think Edu's team does have a matchup against it, but like my opponent has to play really well here. We're going to see the Rotom plus the Whimsicott lead. Okay. Against the Whimsicott plus Charizard, I'm going to Airstream plus... I'm going to Dynamax right away, because I don't need to Dynamax Toxtricity in this matchup. And yeah, if I can get the speed boost, it'd be really nice. I also don't want to go down to Max Lightning turn on, which my opponent couldn't make. So I'm going to go for the Airstream plus the Moonblast into the Whimsicott. Nothing on my opponent's team wants to switch into this. If I get rid of Whimsicott, I get rid of a Taunt user, which is really good for my back game lax, which is really important. As well as I get rid of my opponent's speed control for the rest of the game. Other than like Dynamax Corviknight, obviously. But yeah, we should have a pretty good position right here to get a knockout into this Whimsicott. And if we win a speed tie, my opponent decides to go for the not Tailwind and decides to go for either a Taunt or a... what else would you go for? Moonblast, I guess? If you go for Moonblast, that's fine. But if we win the speed tie, if you do go for Moonblast to break a Sash on Whimsicott, I'm still in a good spot regardless. So we'll see what my opponent decides to do. Gonna be the... It is Dynamax, probably the Rotom. Because I can see Dynamax and Whimsicott in this game. It doesn't do anything. Yep, Rotom is going to come out, which is fine. I also didn't want to set up the Sun right away because one, wouldn't have much power. Two, I think we don't need it at all. Let's see. It is going to be a Taunt, so none of us are getting Tailwind this turn. Which is fine. I'm going to have a speed advantage regardless with my team, I think. Just not against the Dragapult, but I think that's fine as well. Special attack drift doesn't matter. I doubled it in the Whimsicott. And we'll get a +1 speed anyway, so we're actually in a pretty good spot. The problem is I can't set up Sunny Day with the Whimsicott, which is unfortunate. But at least we get the speed boost, so we can outspeed the Dragapult at least, which is nice. Let's see. Max Lightning? Yep. I don't think this KOs. Not even close. Yeah, it's a bulky Rotom. Let's see what my opponent's gonna bring out the following turn is the question. Because everything gets outsped by the combination of my Pokemon thanks to my Max Airstream. And nothing really wants to take one of these attacks. Nothing wants to take a Moonblast. Nothing wants to take an Airstream. So we'll see what my opponent decides to bring out. Yeah, I'm really liking our spot here. It is going to be Dragapult, which is fine here. Moonblast probably just knocks it out, I'm assuming. I'm going to Moonblast, and I'm actually going to go for Max Guard. Because my opponent's either going to go for... Because I can knock out Dragapult, I think, with the Moonblast. And if you go for Max Lightning and Whimsicott, I think it's fine. If you go for Max Flare and a Whimsicott, I get a... I get the Sun up, which is actually beneficial to me. So I don't think that would be too bad. Let's see what my opponent goes for. Moonblast into that slot. And Max Lightning into Charizard. Yep, okay. Again, I'm not really too worried about Rotom Heat in general. I think I just fire off Moonblast plus Max Flare into that slot. I either get the KO onto the Corviknight, which I think is a big potential switch in, because nothing else takes the Moonblast plus the Max Flare. That's not like maybe Gastrodon, but I could Energy Ball to Gastrodon, so I'm still in a fine spot regardless. So no matter what, I feel like I'm in a good spot. Also, Dragapult stays in. I'm pretty sure Moonblast knocks it out, and then Max Flare would be redirected into Rotom, so it wouldn't be too bad. Like, we're just in such a good position right now, I think. My opponent's really on the back foot. Okay, nice. Moonblast gonna come out. Does not got Dragapult. Awesome. And I'm gonna get some free chip into Rotom, so that's actually really nice here. As, let's see. Max Flare. That's not as much as I was really hoping, even at the Life Orb, but I guess it would have done a good amount to the regular Rotom if my opponent decided to didn't Dynamax. But Max Lightning gonna knock out the Charizard, which is fine. I'm actually gonna take a huge advantage from this electric terrain once I bring out my Toxtricity, so that's not too bad here. Charizard gonna go down. And what should I do the following turn? Taunt wears off. I get to bring out Toxtricity. I'll save Snorlax in the back. Once I figure out what my opponent's last Pokemon is. Scrafty. Okay, perfect. So I'm going to just keep attacking the Scrafty here, I think. Or do I even have to? I don't have to, technically. You're not going to close combat here. You're going to overheat, if anything. If you overheat, I'm actually in a good spot. Should I just Moonblast and sub? I actually like Moonblast plus sub, I think. No, I don't like Moonblast plus sub. Should I just attack? I'm just worried about like Rotom getting a big overheat off. So I'm actually going to go hard into Snorlax, I think. And protect. Yes. I think that's fine. Because if you overheat the Whimsicott, that's fine. I don't think I'm in a bad spot. I'm going to bring out the Snorlax, see what you're going to try to do. Because it should be Fake Out and Overheat in the Snorlax, if anything. Maybe Fake Out Toxtricity, which I think is a fair play. Or Protect, even. But it is going to be Fake Out, going to come out in a Toxtricity, which is okay here. And an Overheat is going to come out into that slot. Okay, so my opponent's at -2, which is nice. We will be able to tank that with Snorlax. And you're not going for an Overheat. You're going for a close combat for sure into Snorlax this time. You can't really afford Snorlax to eat a berry. I'm going to sub up here with Toxtricity. I should be faster than the Rotom Heat, unless this Rotom Heat's running a lot of speed, which I don't think you would. I think maybe even if it is fast, it just wasn't really doing too much damage. The Max Lightning did nothing to my Charizard, so I think even then, like even if my opponent gets an overheat off, I think I'd still be able to get the substitute off potentially. So we'll see what my opponent decides to do here. But I feel like I'm in just such a good spot, especially if I'm able to get a free substitute up. Or even if I don't get the substitute up, at least I put the Rotom into range of where -4, so it's not doing anything to Toxtricity afterward. Oh, it is faster actually. It goes for a Volt Switch out of anything. And I'll sub up. I'm actually surprised the Rotom hits faster. Close combat gonna come out into Whimsicott, which is fine. Alright, we're in a pretty good spot now. We can fire off a Moonblast and a, yeah, we can go for Moonblast plus Overdrive. And that will be able to knock out Scrafty. Even if Scrafty protects, I'll get my boost up, which is kind of nice. A Rotom Heat would be forced to overheat to knock out the Whimsicott, but then that's like -4 still, as I mentioned before, so not feeling too bad. I also get a +1 with my Toxtricity. And no protect from the Scrafty, but we will be able to KO it right here because my opponent doesn't have an answer. Almost knock it out even to Roselli Berry thanks to the -1 overheat. Gonna knock out the Whimsicott. That is fine. As I mentioned before, Toxtricity will clean up the game with Overdrive. And yeah, that is going to be game. So, nice. Overdrive gonna come out. And yeah, that actually didn't do much to Rotom at all. But we will be able to get a +1 with our Throat Spray, which is nice. And yeah, we can just fire a Sludge Bomb afterwards. Also, I do apologize. I'm pretty sure that I said that Toxtricity has a 1.5 boost. I believe it's actually a 1.3 boost with Punk Rock as its ability for sound moves. But we'll get in Snorlax. We can go for Facade plus Sludge Bomb. Like, even if my opponent starts critting, we're in a good spot regardless. Yeah, as the match is going to be forfeit. Because my opponent realizes that there really isn't an out. Because my opponent needs at least to get 3 overheats off, and I don't think you're getting it off. I'm pretty sure 2 sludge bombs, even after Citrus Berry, would be able to KO the Rotom. So nice, we're able to pick up 2 wins in today's episode. Really glad Toxtricity was able to put in the work. Charizard was able to put in some work as well. And yeah, that was 2 battles, right? Yeah, that was 2 battles. That was really quick. But hope that you enjoyed today's episode of VGC 2020 Back to Battles. If you did enjoy, please leave a like down below, show support, as well as you can check out the rest of my stuff down below in the description, such as my social medias, the size hairs on my channel, and all that other good stuff. If you want to check out the placement of the team, it is linked down below in the description. And if you want to help me out, you could always leave a like on this video. Answer the comment question of today. Do you think Toxtricity and Roxy would make a great duo? But otherwise, yeah, you can also share this video with your friends. But if you want more notifications about when videos come out, be sure to hit that subscribe button as well as that bell notification to get alerted when new videos come out. If you want to go an extra mile to support my content, there's my Patreon page, my Twitch channel, and the merch that was released. No longer 20% off because the code has expired, but you can still pick them up if you want. Some sweet Torn shirts and hoodies that look amazing. Go check it out in the description down below. But thank you to everyone who's been supporting me lately. Have a great day, people. Until we battle again, I'll catch you all later.